Hi and welcome to my video. My video today is about fitting a set of heat crash bars to a Triumph Tiger XCa. But again, same is true for fitting any bike. Have a look at your bike, make sure you've got the right parts to start off with. Heat make a great product and I've already reviewed that on the unboxing video. You can watch if you haven't seen this, but there's some things you need to know before you get started. One of the things that comes with it, he'd send out a nice set of instructions, really very basic, but they're in Polish and they're in English. So they've got some diagrams to help you get started, but I hope this helps you get things going. For the Triumph Tiger, what you are going to need is you're going to need a 8mm Allen bolt key, preferably on a ratchet drive so you can get enough torque on what you're doing. You're also going to need to get yourself a ratchet with a torque drive. You need a T50, a torque drive 50, remove the main engine bolts from the top of the engine to mount your crash bars to. You're going to need a 17mm spanner. You're going to also need a collection of different sockets. You're going to need a 12mm socket to remove the front mounts. You're going to need a 13mm socket for the new bolts to secure the underneath clamp, and you're going to need a 17mm socket to help with the upper clamping, holding both on the left and the right. I recommend also that you can use a Loctite product that you are happy with, so that you know you're getting the right grip and bite with your bike. Obviously there's going to be some shakedown mileage. Also, if you don't want to get things jammed, depending on whether you want to offset getting it undone with getting the Loctite sorted out, you might want to use some copper slip as well on your engine. So without further ado, there's a couple of things you might also want to consider. One of the things you want to consider is with the front mount, this comes with standard plain nuts on it. I've taken those plain nuts off and I've got myself some 8mm nylon lock nuts to mount this underneath the main frame. What you will need to do though before you get started is realise that the main thing for fitting the set of heat crash bars to your bike is that you don't tighten anything up until you've got everything together. So it's going to be a loose fit, get everything rattling, get everything joined together, then it'll be a methodical go around your bike, tighten everything up. There's a couple of things I'll point out in the video as we go along, so stay tuned and pay attention. One of the important things you need to be careful of when you're doing this job is that the main engine bolt here that you're going to be undoing, behind there is a very small little spacer washer. What you'll need to do is when you've undone this, I've done this already just to show you, is that if you undo this, take your bolt out, but behind there is going to drop out a washer that you need to hang on to. This spacer washer, it's not a washer, it's actually a proper spacer, just thin. So make sure you don't lose this. This has got to go back into your bike when you mount the crash bars with the longer bolts. So do that to both sides and have it ready. The other thing to do is go around your instructions, and I've actually got the crash bars laid out here on the floor, and according to the diagram and the instructions, put the right bolts on the right sides, the left bolts on the left side, because one of them is a hex bolt, the other one's an Allen bolt. The front element of your bar is this bracket. This U-bolt needs to be bolted over what really is your headlight stay. However, the horn's just a little bit in the way, and there is some cabling that you need to move out of the way while you mount this bracket. Make sure you carefully move that out of the way and then mount your bracket, and again, just loosely fit this so nothing's tightened yet and everything's available to move. What I've done is I've got all heat mounts, they're all loosely fitted as you can see here. Couple of tips. When you come to doing this, you will need to double check both sides. There's a long bolt and a short bolt, and a short spacer and a long spacer. On the right hand side of the bike, you want to be putting your shorter spacer. On the left hand side of the bike is the longer one, and that's for the main engine bolt. And when you put it back in, don't forget to replace that engine spacer pack. The thing to do now is just to have a quick look, make sure everything's together. Also, with the instructions on this side of the bike, it says about putting an Allen bolt in to do that. What I found really useful was to take your Allen bolt and make sure that when you come to doing it, put your Allen bolt on the end, drop that onto the heat crash bar before you put it in through the hole, get it in position, then you can manually tighten that to get the thread started. When I've used this assembly, I've also used copper slip because that helps your threads pick up when you're doing it rather than doing Loctite. But I will be saying that at the end of the video, when everything's done, take your bike for a shakedown ride, then do go back through everything. Now onto the tightening stage. Couple of things you want to do underneath your bike. Have a check, make sure nothing gets in the way of the steering headstock. Make sure that this bracket here, you've got full purchase of the nylon behind those, and then you can insert the dust covers that go over those to make it look nice. Make sure that it's all nice and tight up underneath the headstock on the U-bolt clamp. It is difficult to get at, but do persevere. A couple of things that really help with that job is if you've got a ratchet spanner, always good. If you've got a stubby ratchet spanner for this job, even better, especially up underneath the headstock. It is difficult. But apart from that, go around your bike, give it a good testing, see how you get on. One other product that came with this particular heat set of upper crash bars was the bags. The bags are both left and right handed. They obviously fit in this part of the bike frame. Take your time, fit those up nicely, and they're going to be able to store a little bit of extra gear while you're away, and obviously come with that extra level of protection. Thanks for watching my video, hope you found it useful. Please check out some others. Safe riding. Thanks for now.